covering Southeast Georgia and the Lowcountry. This is WJCL 22 Morning News. See us now.
Right now on WJCL 22 Morning News, several people are missing after a deadly plane crash in the Outer Banks. And so is the plane. The desperate search underway right now. And what happened right before that plane went down?
New twists in the case of a suburban spy plot. The man accused of trying to sell U.S. nuclear secrets making a major announcement in court.
Preparing for an invasion. I'm Aixa Diaz in Washington with the action the U.S. is taking ahead of a possible Russian attack on Ukraine.
Ice fishing prostitution concerns. A mayor resigned after making an unusual statement during a council meeting. Why he believed allowing ice fishing would lead to other crimes. It is right now 6 o'clock on this Tuesday morning, and we are live in Forsyth Park in downtown Savannah, looking gorgeous as always. We want to thank you so much for starting your day with us right here on WJCL 22. Good morning, everyone. I'm Emma Hamilton.
And I'm Frank Sulkowski. Let's go ahead and check in with our meteorologist, Jonathan Myers. We just heard about ice fishing, and I tell you what.
There's none of that here.
None of it here, but it is chilly outside to start this day.
Yeah, it feels icy outside this morning. Those temperatures around freezing for a lot of us. And as you head out the door for school and work this morning, definitely bundle up. Temperatures are anywhere right around about that freezing mark, about 30 to 34 where most of us are this morning. Been noticing a couple of spots in the upper 20s like Hinesville right now is 29. Also for Reedsville. So could have a little patchy frost around for inland areas, but we will quickly warm up as we go through the morning. 44 by 9, 60 at lunchtime. Most of us today will be in the mid 60s later this afternoon, and sunglasses needed again today. Very similar to yesterday. You may notice some high thin clouds scooting through, but overall just mainly sunny again this afternoon. Here's that forecast for today. Milder weather, and also we'll see that warm up. How about mid 70s as we get closer towards the end of the work week there on Thursday, and also for Friday. Now as a cold front approaches, our best chance that we may see a few showers around will be on probably Friday as that front moves through in the afternoon. That'll bring us some cooler weather for the weekend. I'll detail more of this spring-like warmth that is on the way later this week, but not feeling like springtime out there this morning. Here is meteorologist Melissa Hall out in those cold temperatures.
Yeah, Jonathan, we've already seen a couple of folks out this morning. Lots of layers, though, as you head out the door, because we have those clear skies. Thank goodness we've got the calm conditions, too, because we are starting off a little bit on the chilly side, to say the least. We've got temperatures out west close to freezing, so if you're getting that dog out this morning, and we've already seen a few dogs here at Forsyth Park, you're going to want that jacket as you head out the door for your morning walk. Now, if you're coming home a little bit later in the day, so you're going out around lunchtime to take your fur baby for a walk, well, you don't necessarily need that sweater for the dog, but you still might want it. We'll have plenty of sunshine, low 60s. Grab the sunglasses, and if you're going after work, grab that favorite toy of theirs, because those temperatures have climbed into the mid 60s with all that sunshine. A very seasonable afternoon, and it is going to be a great day to get out with that fur baby, even though we are starting a little bit on that cold side. So layer up, and like I said, you might even want that sweater for the baby, because the fur that God gave him this morning might not even be enough with these temperatures in the 30s.
It is definitely a chilly start to our Tuesday. Thanks so much. All right, Highway 341 and 301 over in Jessup. Taking a look at the traffic situation there. Well, there is no traffic situation. Smooth sailing as you get your Tuesday morning started. Well, all new this morning, a fake pregnancy scandal has a former Georgia state official in some big trouble.
A woman from Fulton County is accused of faking not one, but 2 pregnancies to get paid time off from work. Robin Folsom of Atlanta is facing 3 felony counts of making false statements. She's a former director of external affairs for the Georgia Vocational Rehabilitation Agency. According to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, Folsom said she was pregnant last year and gave birth in May. She received roughly 7 weeks of paid leave. The AJC reports that her lie came to light after showing pictures of babies with different skin complexions. Also, a coworker said that she noticed part of Folsom's stomach actually coming apart and believed that it was a fake belly. The AJC also reports Folsom said that she had another baby back in 2020, but investigators found no records of either birth.
Well, right now, the desperate search for 7 missing people and a small plane following a crash on North Carolina's Outer Banks. Here's what we can tell you. That crash, it happened Sunday. Crews say they recovered one body yesterday, but still haven't found the plane or the 7 other passengers. They say the plane was seen behaving erratically before dropping off radar. Authorities say there is no indication that anyone survived.
Invasion preparations stretching from the U.S. to Europe. Today, Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin is traveling to Eastern Europe as the threat of a Russian invasion of Ukraine grows. Our Diaz is in Washington this morning with why the Pentagon says an attack could come with little to no warning.
The U.S. and NATO are anticipating and preparing for an attack, even as Russia tries to downplay the possibility of an invasion. More U.S. troops are heading to Eastern Europe as tensions escalate in the region. The U.S. preparing to assist allies if and when Russia invades Ukraine.
This is up to President Putin. He has to make that decision. It is his decision to make on which direction he wants to take this.
The U.S. has closed its embassy in the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv, relocating personnel amid security concerns.
We are basing our assessment on what we are seeing on the ground with our own eyes.
On the ground, Russia has now amassed more than 130,000 troops at the Ukrainian border. Moscow denies an attack is imminent and says the West is ignoring its demands. Vladimir Putin wants guarantees that Ukraine won't join NATO. The U.S. hasn't agreed to that and says Russia is sending mixed messages on diplomacy.
They may be saying one thing on diplomacy, which we hope they mean, but what they're doing on the ground sort of countermands that.
Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin will first visit Belgium and Poland. Meanwhile, the German chancellor is heading to Moscow today to meet with Putin. In Washington, I'm Aixa Diaz.
Well, this morning, a Louisiana man released from prison after more than 40 years behind bars. This after charges are dismissed from an attempted aggravated rape conviction. A judge ordered a new trial for Vincent Simmons, saying evidence that would have benefited Simmons had not been turned over to the original defense team. A district attorney said he believed there was sufficient evidence to find Simmons guilty, but he didn't want the alleged victims to, quote, undergo the trauma of another trial.
An Ohio mayor has resigned after making a comment about ice fishing and prostitution.
Ice fishing and prostitution. Take a listen to what Hudson's former mayor, Craig Schubert, said during a council meeting last week.
Additionally, if you open this up to ice fishing, while on the surface it sounds good, then what happens next year? Does someone come back and say, I want an ice shanty on Hudson Springs Park for X amount of time? And if you then allow ice fishing with shanties, then that leads to another problem. Prostitution. And now you got the police chief and the police department involved. Just data points to consider.
Yeah, Schubert submitted his resignation yesterday. He said he was trying to be funny and was just misunderstood. Incidentally, the council decided to allow ice fishing on that lake. Well, all new this morning, a major announcement in a suburban spy plot case. As ABC's Rhiannon Alley reports, the husband accused of trying to sell U.S. military secrets unexpectedly changed his plea in court.
This morning, the former U.S. Navy nuclear engineer accused of trying to sell secrets about U.S. submarines has now pleaded guilty. Jonathan Toby and his wife Diana were arrested in October. The pair appearing as normal suburbanites living in a quiet Maryland neighborhood.
It's some of the most closely held technology and the deepest secrets that the U.S. government has.
Neighbors disgusted to hear the duo is now accused of trying to swap top secret information.
I was shocked, very shocked, disappointed that someone would betray the country. Very disappointed.
Toby, who had top security clearance, confessed in a plea hearing yesterday that he sent a package of documents to an undisclosed foreign government in April 2020. The FBI found out, and undercover agents posing as spies from the foreign nation allegedly made a deal with Toby to share the secret information in exchange for $100,000. Investigators say Toby deployed elaborate tricks to conceal data cards while dropping them off, hiding one in a peanut butter sandwich, another disguised in a pack of gum. Officials say Toby admitted that his wife helped him in the foiled plot, something she denies, pleading not guilty. She's facing espionage-related charges after allegedly serving as a lookout, trying to give a foreign government an edge on the United States.
These fast attack submarines, which incorporate a lot of stealth technology, these submarines cost about $3 billion each.
Now, an engineer once entrusted with the nation's top submarine secrets has torpedoed his freedom. Jonathan Toby will likely face 12 to 17 years in prison. No word when his wife is due back in court. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.